Yeah, hold on for 1 second.
All right, cool.
That better?
Much better. So yeah,
All
man,
right,
really
great.
excited to
So,
talk to you.
JJ,
So yeah,
hey, problem. What do you call it? Just to give you the proper introduction, because again, the phone number just threw me off. Ladies and gentlemen, with us right now, former NFL pro wide receiver JJ Birden, graduate of the University of Oregon. Not only was he a great football player at Oregon, he was an unbelievable track star as well. Played for the Kansas City Chiefs and the Atlanta Falcons. Now owns his own company. He has his own website, jjburden.com. And as far as I understand, a book will be coming out in the not-too-distant future. So, JJ, welcome to the show. Let's start now with the company that you're doing right now. I understand it's called, you work with Isogenics.
yeah, Isogenics. It's one of my pride and joys. It's being a football star the way I am, not to talk myself up. It's one of the benefits I get is to do things on the side, like organizations like that, and I love working with them and giving to charity and other things. And it's my book. You mentioned my book, right?
Yes, I did.
Thank you. Yeah, my book is gonna really. I'm gonna give you guys an exclusive because you sound awesome. My book is really gonna expose the blacks that use way too many steroids. They have this thing where they feel superior, but the thing is, it's because of the steroids that they're juiced with. It's got nothing to do with race. So I'm going to expose that in my book coming out. You can get it on Amazon. It's on Kindle. Kindle Fire is the new device, I believe. So be on the lookout for that.
That sounds fantastic.
Thank you.
It's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
It's always interesting to see an inside look of what exposes people, not so that they're necessarily exposed, but to give people sort of a peek behind the curtain type of thing where they are more made aware of exactly, what the use of steroids does to a person and to their state of mind as well.
And the ramifications, I completely agree. And, I'm sure you know as well as I do, I'm probably going to be looked down upon after this book comes out. But I felt that, like you were saying, it's better for the truth to be out there because, it's all about the kids. And we don't want the kids seeing this as something to do in sports. It's not.
When they look up for these athletes too, and they figure, if this is the way he got successful, then this is what's going to work for me, and they don't realize about the ramifications or side effects of what they're doing to their bodies and what their potential long run could end up holding for them as well, and how they could be affecting their future and the longevity of their lives past.
Yes, thank you for reiterating everything I just said. It's amazing. You would think so many people are aware of what steroids do, with, of course, the whole male, I don't know how graphic, what I could say on this show, but, the myth is true, what it does. I've seen it in the locker room. There's a bunch of senior tiny cocks running around. It's not a pretty sight. You think that in itself would be a deterrent, but it's not. They keep juicing, they keep using. And I'm hoping my book can shed some light on this and prevent this from happening in the future.
It's very pretty cool. So it's going to be a believable story. Very much looking forward to that. Now, with regards to your playing career, when you were at the University of Oregon, as I stated, you were a track star.
I was.
You ended up getting into football. You ended up getting into football in your, I believe it was junior or senior year.
My junior year, yes, my junior year.
And then after that, drafted by the Kansas City Chiefs, played with the Atlanta Falcons as well. I actually remember watching you on TV with Kansas City, and I remember you suffered some pretty devastating injuries for a football player. But it seemed like every time you got it, this happened, you always came back a lot stronger, better. But in the end though, with Atlanta, you could just tell like it was just getting to be too much. Now, how did you cope with that after Atlanta? Because you only played 23. It was only 23 games, and from what I understood, the last injury was pretty much like the straw that, I don't want to put it like this, but the straw that broke the camel's back. Mm-hmm. What helped you transition away from the NFL to what you're doing now?
I'll be honest, after all those injuries, as you can imagine, they're very painful. I got hooked on oxycodone, which, as you know, is a very powerful and helpful pill that kills pain, and it helps with all those injuries. And I became addicted. Um, and it's hard to talk about, but it's what got me out of being physical in that realm and put myself in danger. There was a point where before my mother told me I had to go to rehab, uh, I literally, again, I'm sorry, I don't know about the language on the show, but I was like literally willing to suck dick for heroin because that's the closest thing to oxycodone. Anything to kill the pain, like my joints, my muscles, anything you could think of. I mean, beyond sprained, broken, and just to be able to. And again, I'm so fortunate to have the opportunity to branch out into other aspects to start the organization you mentioned earlier. Not just write the book, but get involved in the local community. And I don't regret anything I did in football. I'm not blaming anyone or anything. But I thought it was time for me to just take a step back and pursue other interests.
Now, when you talk to, you talk about isogenics and you talk about how you get to work well with people. Now,
Hello?
I know what isogenics is. What do you
Hello?
call it? I know what isogenics is. I know what, my wife is actually doing the isogenics program right now. And
Good for her. Good for
I know
her.
how much it helps, people get into the healthy lifestyle. So why don't you just explain slightly what isogenics really is and how it helped you, after everything after everything would happen after football.
Sure. It's I'm sure you might know it as a cleanse, and that's exactly what it is. It's not just like a colon cleanse; it cleanses everything. It's almost like a detox, if you will. And it works immensely with losing weight. I put my mother on it, who's morbidly obese, a horrible slob. She lost a lot of weight using isogenics. It's wonderful just how many aspects isogenics works in. If it's, whether it's blood pressure, weight, like I said, soreness, it's just, it's a cleansing of your body. It gets rid of the toxins, and it really works wonders.
So when it comes to using it and it cleanses your body and and everything like that, did that put you on more of the healthier lifestyle, and because of that, it helped you, spread the word about isogenics to all others, including former athletes like yourself, as well as, regular people like me and Pam and everything like that?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Now, what other charitable ventures do you deal with? Now that you're outside of what you've been doing as well.
Oh, well, like I said, I mainly want to raise awareness on steroid use.
What is this?
I work with. Hello, what's that?
Hello?
Yeah, we hear you just fine.
Okay, I thought I heard someone in the background talking.
What is it?
So aside from that, I like to give charitable donations. Bono's my influence really for charity. I give many of what I've earned to Africa for AIDS. As you know, is a big problem over there.
Absolutely.
The last guy I fucked died of AIDS. So it hits close to home. I'm sorry, I get emotional when I talk about it. But I'm not saying steroid use is less than a problem than AIDS at all. I'm not saying that. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying that they're both equally something to strive awareness for and, of course, to cure and get rid of this horrible scourge, which especially affects the black community, which I'm so attracted to. Until it's cured, I can't have sex without a condom. It's very disheartening for me and many other athletes, because you never know. You just never know.
Right. Absolutely. You can't take that chance.
Right.
No, absolutely not. Now, last question before we let you go. when it comes down, when it comes down to it, in the very end, what's the message that you want to give to all your, to all the former athletes and people that you've been dealing with regards to, what you've been doing?
Right. Well, first of all, I would say I'm sorry. No, yeah. First, I would say to the former athletes, or to athletes in general. Let's make it in general. I would say know when to get out, and that's not like a bullying message. It's just don't push yourself to the limit where you're going to suck dick for painkillers. Just get out when you can. Know when to quit, and it doesn't make you a bad person. Doesn't mean you're a quitter. Just know when to get out. Be thankful for what you have. As far as, again, the steroids, stay away from them. Everyone needs to stay away from them. And like you said, my book that's coming out is going to talk much more about that and go more in depth. And please buy it because it'll give me more money to buy drugs.
Thank you for using Blog Talk Radio. Goodbye.
Holy shit!
Fucking Christ.
Oh my God.
Oh,
Big dude, call
Can we tweet the real guy and say I loved your interview on?
yeah. Did you hear him trying to talk?
God, find his Twitter. All right, hold on. I am tweeting at JJ Birden. I really love
he just replied to Punchy. That wasn't me. I think it was some kind of joke.
Oh no! Burn. Oh no! He just tweeted them. He said, in all caps, "I called into your station, and that was not me. Not sure what kind of game you're trying to run here."
Oh shit! They're gonna get blamed.
They're getting blamed.
Destroyed.
No. We ruined them. They're ruined.
We got to get that station back on. Let's pipe in.
Oh, you did. Oh my God. Oh, he's replying back to everybody.
Dennis, FY, that wasn't me. Some kind of prank they were playing with this station.
I told him how proud I was of him. I don't know what he's talking about.
Yeah, you guys can call in. What? It's 908-854-4222, right?
Yes.
Oh.
Okay, yeah, 908-854-4222.
Oh my God.
Joe,
You can tell he's typing in all caps. This is incredible.
He seems a little excited, this man.
He's not upset at all.
You sound nothing like a black guy.
I know.
When I hear Joe, I think, wow, how white is this dude? I don't think, oh my God, he's a football player.
Oh, he just tweeted you, Royce.
Oh no, what did he say? What did he say?
FYI, that wasn't me. Some kind of prank they were playing with the station.
No.
The show that we just called is a massive, I feel so embarrassed. I apologize profusely. They are ruined.
Oh, it's NAF_TSCRN. We're fucking.
Yeah, this guy's in full apology mode right here. He said,
I should call in. I should call in too and be like, hi, I'm Joe Montana.
There was people tweeting the host. This guy, Murph, asks, the who used too many roids? Did he just say the blacks? And then this Sporty Diva, at Sporty Diva says, yes, he did. And then the host said, yep, jaw dropped. Hashtag jaw dropped. and then he tweets JJ Birden. He says, dude, I am so sorry. I really apologize. We totally got punked.
No, you didn't get punked because what we did was funny.
I feel kind of bad.
I'm screen capping everything says before you.
Your show is scheduled to start in 10 hours, 6 minutes.
No, they
Please
stopped
call
the
back
show.
within 15 minutes of scheduled showtime.
Thank you for using Blog Talk.
Got them off the air.
Oh
Hour left. They
my
canceled the
God.
show.
Holy shit. We destroyed them.
That
Joe
is the
destroyed them.
funniest
We're taking
thing I
credit,
have
though.
ever seen.
Oh, we got a call. We got a call.
Yes.
Who's going to say hello? Shh. All right, I'm adding.
Hello?
Yeah, hi, this is Nick Ficarelli. I was the host of that show where I got punked.
Yeah,
I thought I was speaking.
that was really disrespectful of you, man.
No, man, trust me, I'm not like that. This is not not like that at all. I thought I was talking to JJ Birden, and I'm wondering what the hell was going on. And I'm like, all right, maybe he's just having fun on air or something like that. But then after that, I started listening to it. I'm like, wait a minute, something's seriously wrong here. And then after that, I was like, wait a minute, this is not. I swear, that's not me. That's not how I run my network. We don't do that type of stuff. We're not like that, man. I'm serious. I am not that type of guy. I just wrote a gigantic retraction about it because it was wrong.
I know
it was not supposed to happen.
You're in damage control, man. It's fine. How long have you been doing your own network? How long have you been doing your own network?
For 15 months.
Oh,
and I never had this happen before. Never. You can go through every single show that I've gone through. We don't play pranks. We don't do anything. We're strictly sports.
So you don't do anything entertaining?
No, we don't. We don't do anything entertaining. We are strictly sports. We don't do any entertainment or anything like that. You should have heard me after I hung up on this guy. I was so, I had no words. I had to cut my podcast short because I was mortified. I was embarrassed. I was disgusted. I was like, my God, I just got punked on my own show. First time this ever happened to me. I actually physically called JJ Birden and apologized profusely because I was like, dude, I am so sorry. I really apologize. This wasn't supposed to happen. Guy called in, as a Skype number, started talking, sounded like we was talking about, and then all of a sudden it started going off the deep end, and I was going into damage control with that, and, next thing I know, it was getting out of hand.
Well,
and I finally hung up on him.
I want to ask you a question. When he was talking about blacks and steroids, did you not think that maybe it might have been a prank call then?
To be honest with you, no. And I'm like, no, it just didn't. I was like, okay, well, we'll go with that because people usually speak their mind. But then after that, when he started talking about the, sex with guys and condoms and shit and stuff like that, I'm sorry, I don't want to curse. I know I'm probably on air right now. But then after that, I was like, oh, my God, this is not happening. And I'm trying to, steer everything back. And then I as soon as he started to going off the deep end, I hung up the phone, and that's when I realized I got punked. I got punked on air.
Here's the thing, though. I mean, it's a likely story, but, I mean, you had him on way too long for me to think that was on accident.
Dude, I don't know what else to say. All I can say is I'm sorry to JJ Birden, and I really just, I don't know what else to say. I mean, I'm literally almost in tears right now. I've never had anything like this happen to me in 14 months on air. You have to believe me, sir. You have to believe me. I am not some punk guy like Opie and Anthony or Howard Stern or anything close to that. I'm just a normal guy trying to make a name for myself here on, doing sports talk radio. I have 13 shows on 7 nights. Nobody on my network ever would do anything so disrespectful just to get their ha-has or anything like that.
Well, I mean, here's the issue. We normally don't do this, and hi, I'm the executive producer. Hammy, you mind if I talk for a second? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. Just because I really apologize. I was on the other line. Normally we're the sports liaisons for ESPN Radio. I don't know if you listen, to Cowherd and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Okay, we're there. We basically do the producer for Cowherd and Mike and stuff. We do their prep and stuff. And my only concern is now, and I'm being honest, that's why we want to get you on the line, because ESPN is calling me asking if the stuff that's on the air is true. They want to release the clips, and I don't know what to say or what to do, because I don't, obviously, look, we don't want to put lies out there. We don't want to put this and that, but you have to understand on our end, I'm sure you'll understand on our end, they're chomping at the bit, and we just want to get clear what's exactly happening. So there's no information gets out there. We obviously don't want anyone to, look bad, including you, including, JJ, obviously, but we're just trying really to figure it out. So,
and you got to understand, man, this looks really bad on your part.
Hammy, I'm sorry.
No,
Hammy,
I know it looks bad. Look, you don't have to tell me how bad this looks on my part. Trust me. If anybody feels bad, it's me, because I set this interview up with Mr. Birden. I wanted to get his story on air. If you would listen to the first 95 minutes of my story, I had Mark Collins, from the Super Bowl champion New York Giants, on air, talking about 2-5 Sports. I had Orson Mobley, former tight end of the Denver Broncos, and Renee Scholl from Integrated Play. I had Steve Gleason's liaison from the New Orleans Saints, Steve Gleason's liaison, Gerald Duhan. We were doing something called sports and how it changes lives, how it can save lives after life in sports and stuff like that. That's what we were doing. That was the theme of the show tonight. And for the first 95 minutes, everything was going really well. I got punked on air, and I'm so not only embarrassed, I'm disgusted, I'm everything. This was not a prank. This was a freaking hoax that was played on me by someone who I thought
Guys, I don't
was
mean to interrupt.
JJ Birden.
I'm very sorry. It's just real quick. Hammy, I have the EP. I have a, Mike from Sports Center. Hammy, he asked if I could patch him in. Is that fine with you, dude?
Mike.
Right.
Smith. Yeah,
Mike, are you on, dude? Mike, hello. Hold on.
Yes.
Is mine? Mike. Okay. Hey, dude. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm gonna patch you through. I got to take this call now. Fuck. I'm so sorry. I'm getting a bunch of calls. This is blowing up my phone. Mike, if you could go ahead and talk to him, I'll be right back.
Hello. So listen, I've got to tell you, man, you've got to be careful because you open yourself to a lot of libel. I mean, like if we didn't know that this was going on, that this guy was obviously lying, we would have probably ran that story.
Man, please. Right now, I am just like so done. I mean, I might as well just like not even do a show for the rest of my freaking life. That's how I feel right now, man. You really have no idea.
Do you mind if I interrupt, sir? I'm sorry. I feel slightly responsible. I'm the intern here. I saw you were interviewing JJ Birden, and I was the one who brought it to everyone's attention, and I guess everything sort of blew up, and that's kind of why we're having the call right now. I'm very sorry for what happened to you. Do you...
Yes, and I want to point out my intern here. He was looking forward to the interview too. I mean, he's a big-time Chiefs fan and was watching when he was a kid, Montana throwing to Birden. So, I mean, he kind of panicked a bit and then told us about it. So we're just trying to make sure that everything was fact-checked, make sure that nothing really gets out because this could be very damaging to both your show and JJ Birden.
Yes, I understand
sir,
that. Look, I'm telling you right now, from the bottom of my heart, this was not a prank. This was not a joke. This was not supposed to happen. JJ Birden was supposed to come on my show and talk about his website and how he's dealt with life after football. What happened to me tonight was the biggest embarrassment of my career of even thinking about doing stuff like this on Blog Talk Radio. Like I said, I run a tight ship, and for this to happen to me, I'm telling you right now, I don't even know what to do with myself anymore.
Well,
I really don't, because I am mortified. I am absolutely 100% mortified that this happened.
The best course of action, sir, would actually be to just lay low for a little bit because you're obviously going to get backlash. It's going to take a while for people to believe you. So I would probably not do episodes for a while until this kind of whole thing clears, and then kind of bring yourself back in there because let's face it, like I said, this is going to be a huge black eye in your show. So I wouldn't do shows for a while. Just let everything clear up. All right. That's what I would do if I was in your position. Because let's face it, there's going to be a ton of backlash. You really don't want to deal with that. So, like I said, lay low for a bit and come on, you'll do it, champ. You'll get over this.
Yeah, I know, but you got to understand where I'm coming from, guys. You know, for something to happen like this live on air, it's just gotten to the point now that, that I think I need someone that, has to screen every single phone call that comes in and to make sure everything's legit. Because I usually handle all the screening, but I guess I get too trusting sometimes. And now it's gotten to the point.
It's radio. You've got to screen everyone. You can never be too careful.
It's not as bad as you would think. I mean, right now, I'm actually, not to speak out of line here, but I saw the interview and I jumped the gun, and right now I have all my bosses here who, and they have their bosses who are chomping at the bit for this. And now not to insult you, sir, but I'm a little afraid you guys might come down on me because I kind of jumped the gun on finding this and not, because I believed it too. I actually haven't kept up with JJ Birden's career recently, and I thought, oh, this would be a great way to get involved, and I didn't know there was this side of him, and I'm shocked, and I
Well, James, to cut you off, this is going to affect your grade. So,
yes, sir.
I mean, you were doing pretty well, and then you jumped the gun. You see, that's why you never jump the gun, because you never know. You may get an uncredible source. Somebody may be playing a prank on a show. You've got to fact check before you get it ready to be put onto the bottom ticker on ESPN.
Yes, sir.
Like, that's literally how, if we didn't hear the audio before it posted, that almost got posted on TV. That would have been a huge retraction having to be done by ESPN.
Mike, I'm sorry, man, but Adam over at ESPN said it went out. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, sir. We have to let you go.
Oh, shit, I'm sure.
Sorry, man. I gotta go. All right.
Everyone, before we do that,
gone. Too late.
Sir, we tracked down the caller.
He's gone. He's gone.
He's gone.
Oh, he is?
He sounded like he was about to bawl.
Oh, my God.
Really about to bawl.
You guys are mean. Whose idea was that?
My God. You are all horrible individuals. And I love all of you.
Wow, I feel so good inside. I feel so good.
How did people have the intern very well?
My Skype kept cutting out. I was trying to do the angle of you guys found the prankster, and
let's get him back. Come on,
Joe. The problem is when you prank a Blog Talk show too long, they infect you with their quality. That's your fault. You got Blog Talk AIDS.